Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's garden update video. We are in August, which is pretty exciting because the garden is really going strong this time of year. I have started some fall lettuces in these little seed trays and I've divided them up as I multi-seed them and then I divide them up, so you see me dividing them up here to go in the ground in a couple weeks. I also am harvesting a bunch of beans. You see me here going to my pole beans, and then you also see me pulling out my onions. I decided that I'm not sure that they're actually ready to go or not, but I'm pulling them out and letting them dry. They've been in the ground for a long time. I'm also still harvesting some lettuces that I planted. This is my second round of lettuce, and you see me filling up that big plastic bin pretty regularly. I also continue to train up my cucumbers up these trellises so that hopefully they're off the ground. But when I was doing that, I looked down and noticed, oh my gosh, I actually have cucumbers growing, which I hadn't seen. So that was exciting. And I ended up making some pickles and I also pickled a few beans this week, which most of my cucumbers end up as pickles. My zucchini is also just going to town. I planted 4 of them and they are really doing well. So I'm pulling multiple zucchini off a day. So as anyone knows who grows zucchini in this neck of the woods, I'm in zucchini overload. Also, my broccoli is starting to bolt, but it also is producing little heads, which I'm excited about. And here, this is a check-in on those squash I planted on the septic mound. Some are doing okay. I mean, none of them are thriving. Some have disappeared. Some have little pumpkins on them or whatever. So anyway, I'm just letting them go. I also noticed that my basil is getting to the point, I have both purple and green basil, that it's going to seed and getting ready to harvest. So I decided to harvest a bunch of it this week and I ended up making some pesto. So you'll see me here just kind of going through my pesto. I start with walnuts from the yard, garlic that I've grown, my basil that I've grown, olive oil, mix it all together. I also throw in, multiple rounds of basil. I throw in salt and some lemon juice. And I don't use cheese because we just don't here in the house. So I use nutritional yeast to kind of give it that flavor. And I made both purple and green pesto. I didn't know what the purple basil was going to do, but it turned out to be purple pesto. So we'll see how it cooks up. But this is just kind of a look at my garden. I'm not going to go row by row this week, but just kind of show you what's happening. Still got my bolting lettuces, my onions, they were picked out, my beets, my sunflowers are kind of fading in the background. My cucumbers growing up that trellis back there. You see my tomatoes, which are doing really well. This is more basil where my cauliflower used to be, and I've got one cauliflower head going there. Anyway, here's my basil after I harvested a bunch of it. I cut a bunch of it down and I'm letting it grow back up, and you see my next round of cabbage is kind of growing in as well. And here you also see my tomato plants from this angle. You see a lot of green tomatoes on there. I'm excited for them to finally get ripe. My pole beans are starting to produce really well. I've got this one head of cauliflower. I'm actually going to let it go to seed and produce seeds this week or this year. I've also got my lettuces going. This is how tall my corn's getting. And honestly, that's an update to my garden. So I just thought I'd leave you with a little view of the animals in the backfield just kind of wandering around.